Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included in the Ultimate Base 3.0. In the previous episode, we finished with the basic layout of the new living module. There are a few more things concerning the main planetoids that I would like to take care of right now, before we dedicate our time to the second and third planetoid. For instance, one tip you gave me was to actually set up a timer sensor for this auto sweeper. Right now I set it to just 10 seconds and 10 seconds, so it's not wasting too much power being enabled and just throwing in a tiny amount of material. We could probably increase the red duration to 20 seconds so it has the chance to almost empty itself and then the auto sweeper can take a really good load there. Another thing we need to take care of is some better cooling. At the moment we have this power spine that isn't quite cooled down, even though they did not overheat just yet, but it is close. I already went ahead and actually expanded the cooling loop we have here at the bottom that is cooling down our farms. In the future I would like to get it through here, but I had to do it kind of as an emergency because it was getting too hot in there. So maybe now that all plants are working again, we can take our sweet time to do this. Let's see, we would go all the way up there. I guess the best course of action would be to lead it through this part all the way up to where we need it, which is gonna be here at the top. And in case we stack some more farms, we can just expand this loop. To build this, we're gonna need proper access. And then right here, we come down with a bunch of radiant pipes. It's gonna be a little bit annoying to build it, but I think it's gonna be worth it and it will be consistent. The cooling loop we have currently going on is functional, so I can just let them build this slowly and then adjust the fixes. So maybe now let's take care of the power spine. I figured we could just utilize our cooling loop we have going on here. This still has potential and we are not even using the aqua tuner yet. It did activate for a brief moment and we received some steam, but that was very short-lived. So what I want to do is continue my granite pipes all the way down. It's gonna go down to the very bottom and then we want to go back up again. Actually thinking about this, we could just go back up with granite pipes as well. And maybe even better to have the better heat distribution or cooling potential, we can bring this over. So now this is gonna go all the way up as well. And right here, it's gonna turn around, go down. I like that. That means I'm definitely not gonna need this anymore, but we might actually need a little bit more water in the joint after this. We can just set up a bridge here to do that. Maybe let's already get a ladder built here so we can do that once it's ready. Another thing I need to take care of are the critters right here. Whenever we get a hatchling and we don't have the space in the farm, they just get hatched until they are an adult and then I have to kill them manually. I don't want to do any such thing. We need to have an access chamber where we somehow kill these critters. Also, a little mistake I made here with the cycle sensors. The second time is the duration. So I had to set it to 15% and then let it run for 15%. And it's not 15 to 30%. Just a little correction there. Let's maybe try something out here. What if I set up a little chamber here and we add a critter drop-off point? We could then add a pneumatic door here, and this is gonna give us access to the room, but doesn't allow the critters out. No, actually that doesn't work. It might, if we do something like that, add the pneumatic door here, and do that. Okay, that might actually work. I want to fill all of this up with water, and then we just drop every critter that is extra in this chamber and kill them off. Let's build this and see if it works. Of course, we first have to fill it up with the liquid. Let's do that. We should probably have done it with a pipe, but at the moment I do not get any water because this guy here is dormant. And I'm too lazy to extract it from the main storage just to fill this up. If we check out the critter drop-off points, we have a very high priority here and limited to 8 critters with auto wrangle surplus. What we now want to do is have this at a very low priority. It can be priority 1. And we're gonna take the Drecklets, Dracos, Glossy Drecklets, and of course our stone hatchlings. I should also take the normal hatchlings right there, just in case we get some. Right here we want to set it to the maximum and not auto wrangle surplus. Now it's time to fill this up with water. I'm gonna do normal water, not polluted water, because I'm quite merciful. Looks like I cannot even automate the sauna. This is gonna be a problem. Also, as you can see, they used the mechanical surfboard and now we have water all over the place. And this is where I believe the sweepy dock is gonna come in handy. So we can just add that here. Oh, by the way, I also added the changes for the power distribution. Now we have every single line below the maximum load, which is great, except for this line here with the Atmos suits, but I doubt we're ever gonna overload this. So we can still add a little something to this line, which is gonna include the sweepy dock. And then the water here should also be taken care of. Did I hook up the lamp? Yeah, I did disable it though, or at least the beach chairs. Let me see, if Ellie moves through here, the lamp should be activating. Okay, so let's enable the beach chairs as well. Something else I want to know is, does it still happen if I just exchange the 2 tiles here with mesh tiles? Do I have to replace more? Okay, I'm gonna let my duplicants do their thing for a little bit, and oh, I totally forgot, I still wanted to do this pipe here. At the moment we're just spewing out the oxygen into the planetoid, and that is not really what I would like to see, though this is also not convenient. I think at this point I'm actually gonna introduce a waste pipe, so instead of going up, we will be going down through here all the way over. And I'm gonna build the waste pipe all the way over here. We could probably even do that with normal pipes since we're going through the insulated layer. So this is gonna go all the way up, 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 and then we expel the gases. And so I don't have to save every single gas. And I just noticed, obviously, we're gonna need a bunch of ladders to make this work. Alright, I really like those changes. I'm gonna let my duplicants finish the job and then be right back once we can get things in motion. Alrighty, we have a little bit of a crisis on our hands. We have 0 calories. I kind of neglected that we took apart the farms and now we didn't produce enough food. I already replaced the farms kind of in an emergency scenario when I realized we only had 15,000 kilocalories left. But it wasn't fast enough, so we just came down to 0 kilocalories and my first duplicants cannot eat. So I placed this egg cracker. Now we're just gonna extract a couple of eggs. I already did this once and now we're gonna do it one more time because the plants just don't grow fast enough. All we have to do is take something we know we have a lot of, such as draglet eggs and glossy draglet eggs. I also have this egg cracker at a higher priority than my other machines. We're gonna crack glossy draglet eggs and the normal eggs. So Otto should be taking care of that pretty much immediately. Wait, no pending deliveries. What are you doing? Ah, never mind. There he is, putting in all the eggs, and now hopefully we will be getting a bunch of omelets and save our duplicants. And there we go, Otto is coming back to cook the omelets. That is good. I also set this to a higher priority. I just have to micromanage this for a little while. And now we're back to 7,000 kilocalories. That is good. My duplicants can go ahead and eat something. Jeez, that was a little bit too close for comfort, I have to say. Good, back to 8,000 kilocalories. Oh, jeez. They eat it up so quickly now. I mean, sure, we are going through 10,000 kilocalories every cycle. It was to be expected. I just totally forgot about it. Okay, now together with the farm, this should bring us over the edge, though, yeah, they were really hungry. By the way, as you can see, the 2 mesh tiles here are enough for the mechanical surfboard, and then the sweepy is gonna take care of the mess here at the bottom. I also placed a couple of airflow tiles here for an easier air management when all the air gets sucked up to the top. It can also be pushed down again. Looks like we actually finished the pipes here, except for this one. Let me see. Yeah, we can open this up, but that essentially means we can reroute this now. Looking at this, not all of these need to be radiant pipes. I mean, at least the top portion could just be normal pipes, but there we go. I don't want to rebuild it once again. So now it's gonna go all the way to the top, like so, going through. It's gonna then loop back around all the way down, and then it's gonna come back here, cool this down, and go back into the aqua tuner. Now we just have to make sure the extra pipes empty themselves before we disassemble them. And just like that, we have our new cooling loop in place. We just need to fill it up with a little bit more polluted water. So I guess one thing we could do is take the pipe here, go down. Yeah, sure. Let's just go ahead and do this order now that the cool steam vent is active again. I'm also gradually building all the pipe stuff and the cooling stuff here, but it does take a while. Maybe one thing we can already try out is the sauna. If I just go ahead and connect this and then get 25 kilograms of steam out of here. So just 25, reset that amount, and we should be getting exactly that amount. It is going to travel up The only problem here is that we don't really have a way to reactivate the sauna as soon as it's being used. What we could potentially do is make it once a cycle or so. We can just assume that it's going to be used once a cycle. But still, to make this ultimate, we would need some way of overflow. I mean, I guess we could just go ahead and overflow it towards the bottom here. So if we fill it up once it's already full, it's just gonna be dumped down at the bottom. But here is the steam incoming. Let's see how it behaves and whether or not somebody is using it. The showers are definitely being used every cycle, and the mechanical surfboard is also highly appreciated. Steam, exactly 25 kilograms. Wow, this is a hot sauna. Looks like Ellie, Bert and Camille are candidates to use it this cycle. Yeah, looks like we have a reason to add another conveyor loader here. Let's get that guy right here, hook it up to this rail, and then the auto sweeper is going to be able to pick up the products we make in the rock crusher and put it into the storage system. Okay, I think we are over the food crisis right now. Let's have a look at the skills. You can now see we are at least above 50 with almost everyone. This is extremely good news because we can get sloppy with assigning a bunch of skills. For instance, Camille, she can get some more strength for sure, and there's no reason why not to get into mechatronics engineering as well with her. I also would like to see exosuit training. Now we are at 30. I don't think there's anything else that's going to be important for her. Hazmat digging is something for another planetoid. Bert is definitely also going to get exosuit training. I'm going to do that for everyone. And I think he might sometimes help out with farming. Let's actually check. Bert, yes, helps out with farming. So let's also improve that for him. Devin, why didn't I give you improved carrying already? You're also going to get strength and exosuit training. Ellie, some strength as well. And there is nothing really else useful to her, I have to say. Gosman, we're probably soon gonna send on another planetoid, but as long as he's still with us, I guess we are just gonna respec him later. So he also gets some strength, carrying, exosuit training. He's also helping out with construction, so that's what he's gonna get. Harold, you also get some improved construction. You are our dedicated mechatronics engineer, but you also get the exosuit training. And yeah, I'm just gonna do everything like that for the rest of the duplicants. Okay, I already feel much better about this. The experiment here actually failed. The critter drop-off point is submerged like this, even with a bunch of airflow tasks. That is unfortunate. However, there's another thing we can do, and that is actually bring the materials from here all the way to our storage. I could take advantage of this rail. However, it's not exactly convenient, so maybe let's set up another one. I would be bringing this one over into the bridges here, and then it's gonna go into the storage system. All we have to do is set up a bridge here as well. And I guess once again, we will need to somehow access this to build it. But with that out of the way, we fixed a lot of things that were wacky in this world, and we can probably now get more into the industrialized part. So the first thing we need to do is head back to Crudial, which, by the way, is almost completely hollowed out. Liam did an excellent job. I also had to switch to bristle blossoms because it was just easier to get the water. I already had the system set up and I just wasn't getting enough polluted water from the system on the planetoid. So Liam is still cooking for himself the bristle blossoms, and now he has more than enough food. I'm not really happy with the current situation. We are gonna focus on making the berry sludge for space travel and outside planetoids. And then we're gonna scrap the kitchen here, rather make a system to keep some berry sludge and send a signal if we don't have enough to the main planetoid that will then send more over. Just like we currently do it with the water that is automatically being sent. So on my checklist is going to be better food, an automatic system for this. Then we're going to tap into the oil reservoirs, set up a system to automatically send everything back to the home planetoid. And then right here we can set up the oil processing stuff and maybe get into things like industrial saunas and maybe even sour gas boilers. But yeah, until that happens, I would like to get this system here under control. So there's still a bunch more pipes we have to build. Let me see. These pipes here aren't built either. Yeah, let's give the duplicants a couple of minutes to finish that. Alrighty, looks like once again we are a step further. Now the cooling loop is implemented all the way down to the bottom, as you can see. I also filled it up with a bunch of fresh water from our source that is going through here. You can see Gosman is just enjoying the wind tunnel. And I figured one thing we could actually do is have a duplicant sensor for this sauna. The problem right now, for this idea to work, I would have had the sauna on an edge, so the duplicants that run through here to use the vertical wind tunnel aren't activating it. So instead what we have to do is a little extra step. I'm still gonna add the duplicant sensor right here, so that's gonna be situated here. However, we're gonna use a gate, namely a filter gate, and we can have that, for instance, right there. Take some cabling and add that to the sauna. Oh, actually, that wouldn't be the sauna, but it would be the steam that we want to activate. So now I'm not entirely sure. I don't necessarily want to drag an entire signal all the way to the bottom just to test this out. But yeah, essentially the idea is that when a duplicant uses the sauna, they are gonna be under this duplicant sensor for long enough to activate the filter gate, which is then going to trigger the bottom contraption here, resetting this and therefore getting us another 25 kilograms of steam. This way, at least every time a duplicant is using the sauna, we would be getting some more steam automatically. So I think I'm gonna leave this in place as a little reminder that we might still want to do that. Also, we now should be taking care of the carbon dioxide here at the bottom, and the easiest way to do that is with a carbon skimmer. The carbon skimmer is just gonna pollute the water by removing the carbon dioxide. So it gets deleted technically, and with the polluted water, once you refresh that, you get some dirt back in the process. But the amount of gases we are destroying and the amount of materials we are creating with this are neglectable in the grand scheme. Now, we somehow need to integrate this into our bathroom loop. It's gonna use the same system, so the system right here that is currently going from our toilets to the showers. And looking at this, I almost forgot to tell you, I also expanded the cooling loop right here. So it's going through the storage and then it's cooling down the bottom layers before it actually goes up. And I also exchanged these pipes here with radiant pipes because the items right here are flowing through and sometimes they are a little bit hotter than I desire. But the loop is just continuing and then it's also cooling down the entirety of the ladder shaft. And if we have a look at this temperature-wise, you can see it's already getting a lot better now. Now, I don't necessarily want to make this more complicated than necessary, to be quite frank with you. If we just, for instance, go down at this point, that would be a possibility. So we might want to hop over here and we might want to hop there. This is then going to allow us to continue the pipe down, and I guess we can just go over. Now, let's see, where would we want to route the other pipe? It's getting a little bit too spaghetti for my taste, I have to admit. Let's maybe try this. We move over here and then go down, right? Then we move out here, hop over into this location. All we would have to do is, for instance, go up here. No, that's in the way. Okay, different plan. We first go down like so, then we go up, over, up like so. Where's my waste pipe? Could I just move over? No, I still need to extract the water from here. Why is this so complicated? I think we might have an easier time putting the carbon skimmer on the other side, to be honest. Yeah, as a matter of fact, this is gonna be much easier because now we can do something like this. Move down, straight into the carbon skimmer, why not? I'm actually gonna move over a little bit so we have an easier time with the bridges. Yeah, so liquid bridge here, liquid bridge there. And we go straight down carbon skimmer and we go straight up here, just add more bridges. Yes, bridges all over the place, that has always been the best solution. And at this point we can go into the waste pipe. Okay, now that doesn't look like spaghetti. I mean, overall it might look like a little bit like spaghetti, but each individual pipe is quite straightforward, I have to say. And so the only thing we need to solve is the power issue, which of course is no issue whatsoever. Yeah, wonderful. With that out of the way, we also have hooked up the carbon skimmer, and at this point I could probably just leave it be and I don't think any of my duplicants would die. However, we can't be sure and it's not something I really want to test out. But here we go. I would say I'm pretty happy with the changes so far. Now we can get into more industrial stuff. I probably want to go ahead and hook up the oil reservoirs or make the food. Maybe also have another idea what we could do with the sauna to make everything work. But other than that, let's wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye bye.